Hi, welcome back. It's Michael. Thought I'd do a video about some recent vinyl finds. And for this video, these are all going to be cheap pickups that I got for mostly $2, nothing more than $5. And I think it's great that you can still pick up affordable records if you know where to dig and if you have a little luck. So here we go, and these are going to be in roughly chronological order. First up, a classic from the mid-60s. This is Sergio Mendes in Brazil 66. Herb Alpert presents. This is the first album on A&M Records, and this is great Brazilian influenced pop. What's cool about this one is it is in mono, and it's in beautiful condition and just sounds great. If you're not familiar with this record, there is some classics like Mais Que Nada, Spanish Flea, One Note Samba, Água de Beber, and a really great cover of Day Tripper by the Beatles. It just works so wonderfully with some, Brazilian influenced piano and the rhythms and everything. I grew up with this band. My parents and older siblings were fans. So it's got a strong place in my heart, and it was fun to go back to this record and get a nice sounding mono copy. Next up for a couple of bucks is the final Buffalo Springfield album, Last Time Around. This looks like an original press. It's got one of those Unipack labels that opens from the inside. This is on the Atco label. And yeah, Buffalo Springfield, great band. Have, basically Crosby, Stills and Nash, Neil Young, Poco, lots of things came out of this band. They didn't last that long, but very influential. And there you have Neil Young looking away, probably on purpose because, he was going to break out for a solo career at this point. But yeah, classic American band, nice to have. We move from the US to the UK with the blues-based band Chicken Shack and their album Accept. This is a pretty beat-up copy. It's a US Blue Horizon, and I really should get like a really nice copy of this one day, but I couldn't pass it up for a couple of bucks. There's some serious ringwear here, and the album's beat up, but this is such a killer album. Great songs. The leader of Chicken Shack is Stan Webb. This is after Christine McVie left to join Fleetwood Mac, but it's a varied album. There's lots of different moods and kind of tracks, and it rocks a lot. So this is an album I never really heard about that much, but I am a huge fan, so happy to pick up another copy of it. And like I said, one day I'm on the lookout for that final upgrade because I love this album so much. All right, next up is, this is a promo from 1970. It's the first solo album from the great singer and songwriter Paul Williams, Someday Man. It's a radio station copy and a white label promo. And if you like, early 70s, late 60s pop, this is really good. Some lovely arrangements here. The title track is excellent. And yeah, I don't have a ton of stuff by Paul Williams, but he's a great writer. He's still around, so happy to pick this one up. Next, we have some prog, and this is Focus with their second album, Moving Waves. And this is just mostly instrumental, killer prog rock album. It has their hit Hocus Pocus, but the whole thing is great. These guys are on fire. All four of these musicians, Jan Ackerman on guitar, and I think it's a real great listen all the way through. This is probably a first US press on the Sire label. It was released with a different cover in the Netherlands, but It's nice to have this American copy that plays great, so I enjoy spinning this one. Next up we have, I think this is the third solo album by Rod Stewart. Every Picture Tells a Story. You know, an absolute classic. It's got Maggie May, of course, Reason to Believe, Every Picture Tells a Story, Mandolin Wind. So I'd never had a copy of this, so it was nice to pick this up. It's a pretty common record, but this is a early German pressing on the Mercury label, the blue Mercury label, and it also has, which might have been attached at one point, it has the poster as well. You get the album information on one side, and you get Rod in full flight over there. So that was cool. And then continuing on to the 70s, we have the Beach Boys with the MIU album. This is, as you can see at the bottom, it's a promo copy. I don't think it's a white label, but this is 1978 on their own Brother Records label. And, you know, I'm kind of a little, not so sure about, later Beach Boys, but this is pretty good. I mean, there's some hokey stuff on it, some covers, some stuff that isn't that essential, but it does have Brian Wilson involvement here. There he is on the back, and some beautifully done songs. The one that stuck out to me that was like a deep cut that I really enjoyed is Pitter Patter. That's just a great track. But yeah, more Beach Boys. So I have most of their stuff through the 70s now. Next up in 1979, we have some power pop. This is the major label debut by the Midwest power pop band Shoes. Only started listening to this, but I'm always down for some power pop and never had anything by this band, so it's cool to pick that one up. This one's on Elektra. Got the inner sleeve. It didn't seem like it had been played at all, so that was cool. Next up, we have two crucial tracks from Marianne Faithfull and her late 1970s comeback with a great Broken English album. So this is a single, 45 RPM, a US pressing on the Antilles label, and you have the title track Broken English on one side and Why'd You Do It on the other side. This track still hits hard all these years later. It was pretty much banned because of the subject matter, and the lyrics can still knock the wind out of you. But yeah, some two crucial tracks from Marianne Faithfull. Next up, we have the debut from the great Australian band, one of my favorites, Icehouse. Couldn't pass this up. This is their debut album, and actually the band was called Flowers at that point, and this album was called Icehouse, but by the time they put out the next album, the band was called Icehouse. So I guess technically this is the debut album by Flowers. But great Australian new wave. The band was led by Iva Davies, and just a wonderful singer and songwriter. Also plays oboe. And yeah, this is an original Australian press on the regular label. You got one of these crinkly Australian inner sleeves. But yeah, this is a great new wave album, and it was a great start off for this band. So happy to have that. They do turn up in the US every now and then. The album did come out on the Chrysalis label in America and elsewhere. I think it's remixed or some tracks were redone. So it's great to have the Australian version. Next, this one was sealed. And I'm a little cautious about buying sealed records because you never know that they're going to be warped. This is Reflex, The Politics of Dancing from 1983. But yeah, this was sealed for $2. I think it had a Tower Records $9 price tag on it. So I took a chance for $2, and it was in great condition. Lies perfectly flat. A couple of rips in the inner sleeve, but yeah, an unplayed record. And This is great, you know, English electronic synth, new wave. They actually had a hit with the title track, but the whole thing is good. It's a really solid album, so I'm adding this to my collection of early 80s British stuff. All right, one more to go, and this is Madonna and the Angel 12-inch 45 single. We're in the Like a Virgin era, and what really appealed to me of this is has one of my all-time favorite Madonna songs on it, Into the Groove. And so it's really nice to have it on a 45 RPM 12-inch single. Actually, if you got the Like a Virgin album in some other countries, like I think the UK, Into the Groove was on side 2 of the album, and I think it really helped the pacing of that side. But yeah, two bangers from Madonna, who's you know, back in the charts these days, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, so those are all pickups between $2 and $5. Happy to add in my collection, and I will be back with some more videos covering my pickups, the stuff that was more expensive, and then also stuff that I got online. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you later. Bye.